Good evening from BBC London News. I'm Victoria Hollins. Black cab drivers have been taking veterans around the capital for free to pay their respects to those who fought in the Second World War that ended 70 years ago today. Many of the veterans said their visit to the VJ Day commemorations would not have been possible without the support of Londoners, as Sarah Harris reports.
It was an early start for London cabbies who volunteered to help veterans make their way to the VJ Day celebrations.
Take it easy.
90-year-old Gordon Spong was given a helping hand from the Union Jack Club for serving an ex-military personnel on his way to join his colleagues at services in central London.
We're just going to go in here now.
He says it's been overwhelming just how much support he's been given from Londoners, and was even given a police escort from the station.
I think it's fantastic, I honestly do, because you know, you don't get much today in the way of support in any way, not in like we are. You know, sometimes with the really are disabled, but I am, you know, blind to one side, but I still get around, and I find I couldn't have any, you know, London taxis have been very, very good to me.
You comfy there, Gordon?
More than 300 veterans who served in the last part of the war were in the capital to take part in the commemorations. For many, it's brought back painful memories of the suffering they endured before the surrender by Japan ended World War II 70 years ago.
And how long did you serve with them, Gordon?
London cab driver David Hempstead said it was a privilege to hear their stories.
Very humbled by what these chaps went through, and for the amount of time they had to endure it. We'd never known anything like that in our time. And so just to be around and listen to their stories, I find it therapeutic as well, though, for them just to talk to me and me to listen and just take it all in. I'm never going to see the likes of it again.
No taxis were needed as the veterans made their way from Horse Guards Parade along Whitehall to Westminster Abbey. All roads were closed to traffic as the crowds cheered them on. But cabbies say they won't go home until every veteran who served their country is safely back at theirs. Sarah Harris, BBC London News.
Police have... Hello, I'm Kylie Pentelow. The Queen led the commemorations in London today of the 70th anniversary of victory over Japan and the end of the Second World War. As veterans of the conflict arrived, black cab drivers offered them free transport to events at Horse Guards Parade. Toby Sadler reports on how the capital remembered the sacrifice of British soldiers who died fighting in Japan.
70 years on from VJ Day, it is the veterans who now need a little extra help. London's cab drivers were there to offer it. A warm welcome, a helping hand, and no fares.
Some of them with their disabilities, and they can't walk too far now. So just to get in a cab, just to be taken along for nothing, it's great. They love it. Some of the chaps that was actually on the VJ Day when they got released from the prisoner of war camps, to hear their stories, it's exceptionally humbling. And, you know, we're never going to see the likes of this again.
Drivers and marshals were stationed at all the major railways to make sure no one was missed.
So couldn't do enough for us. Everybody has put themselves out to help us.
In all, 200 cabbies were involved, an estimated 800 people given a free ride.
Fella's just brought us here, and I'll tell you, it's been a pleasure being with him as well. And I'll tell you what, caps off to the lads, I'll salute you. They've done a wonderful job to support us, anyway.
It's very good. We appreciate it very much.
The sentiment of the cab drivers was echoed by the thousands of Londoners who lined the capital's streets. The day started with the Queen leading a service at St Martin's in the Fields Church. Veterans then processed in front of Prince Charles from Horse Guards down to a reception at Westminster Abbey. All the while, security remained tight.
70 years on from the end of the Second World War, and as a reminder of the modern-day threat facing this country, with the Metropolitan Police issuing a statement to try and reassure the public. That's in the wake of media reports this week that both the VJ Day celebrations and the Queen were being targeted by terrorists. But the police are encouraging people to come to central London as normal and not to change their plans.
After a day being honoured for their service and sacrifice, London's cabbies remained on hand to give a little help getting home. Toby Sadler, ITV News.